I've got some really interesting Sims news I want to talk to you about today. So let's walk it back to August 3rd when this first came out. There was an Inside Maxis live stream, which honestly is a really good place to get some good tea about Sim stuff. Oftentimes I'll make videos like breaking down those live streams because they'll like tease a bunch of new content in them. This one wasn't as big of a tease, but in it they did talk about pack refreshes. The direct quote was, "For now, our roadmap continues to be focused on improving content that's in the game. That said, stay tuned. Prepare your Sims for a relaxing refresh of one of our existing game packs coming up soon." Okay, so they're gonna refresh an existing game pack. And the wording of that, like relaxing refresh, kind of gives me spa day vibes. So I think the community as a whole has kind of like decided that it's gonna be spa day. So watch it not be spa day, but I feel like relaxing refresh, I mean spa day vibes. Spa day was the second game pack that came out for The Sims 4, and it wouldn't be my first choice for an update, but like, I guess it's one of the older ones, so if they're gonna update any of the game packs, like probably starting with the first ones is the best plan. But that's old news. Also, the Gurus tweeted this that day. SimGuru Ninja is a producer on The Sims 4, and SimGuru Frost is the community manager. Ninja goes, "So refresh and so clean. Clean." Frost says, "Very refresh, much clean, clean." What? But at this point, that's old news. The new news is this tweet today. "The summer of Sims isn't quite over. We've got a new kit and a refreshing game pack update before the sun sets on this new season." So this is weird. Obviously, again, we say refreshing game pack update. We're kind of thinking spa day. They've got this GIF of all these Sims jumping into a pool or jumping into water. Also, new kit. We'll get there. I'll talk about that next. But this game pack business is really intriguing to me. As a whole, this isn't really a new idea. They did talk about this way back in January 2020. There was a community survey at the time, and in that survey, it talked a lot about like winter sports activities. It was like a survey about skiing and things like that. Obviously, that information later became Snowy Escape, but that survey also talked about pack refreshes. I made a video taking that survey, so I'll link the video down below. I'm kind of curious to like go back and see what I had to say about pack refreshes then, but apparently some of the questions talked about like which expansion or game packs people wanted to see polished. And again, I'm gonna be honest, I don't think a lot of people picked Spa Day. Maybe that's just me, but I don't think Spa Day would be my first choice for a game pack to get updated. And I also don't know what update means. Like when we're talking about updating a game pack, are we adding a lot of new content? Are we fixing bugs? Like I would assume both, but how much new content are we talking? Now, granted, a lot of the original packs, like the earlier stuff packs, the earlier game packs, even the earliest expansion packs, they feel a lot smaller and like less fleshed out than the newer ones. So I think the goal here is to go back and like add to those game packs to make them feel more on par with the more recent ones, which I think I agree with. I really like the idea of that. I think I just don't care about Spa Day that much. I kind of forget that Spa Day exists, and maybe that's a good sign that it needs a refresh because no, I don't really use it. But then I'm sitting here thinking like, what would they add to Spa Day? And is it gonna be pool related? Like they had that gif of the Sims jumping in the pool, but was that just for the Summer of Sims thing? Was that related to the kit? Like what does the gif mean? So I've been sitting here like racking my brain for the past couple weeks, like what would they add to Spa Day? And I've come up with a couple of ideas. Now it's probably done already, so these ideas are not going to be implemented. I'm just guessing. It sounds like it's gonna come out in the next month or so, less than probably, so I don't know what to expect. But Spa Day comes with a new lot type, the spa. It has a bunch of gym equipment. It's got like massage tables. You can get a foot massage. It has a sauna. It has a bunch of different baths your Sims can take. Like if you buy Spa Day, you can take a mud bath. You can take like a rose petal bath. And in those baths, your Sims put on a face mask. So they'll be like chilling in the mud bath and they've got like a green face mask on and cucumbers on their eyes. But you can't do face masks separately. So I was thinking maybe in the update, they'll make it so you can get like a face mask, just a face mask. And maybe they'll do some like skincare type updates to Spa Day. Maybe you can like click on a mirror and like put a mask on or something, like wash your face. I don't know, stuff like that. That would be interesting. I was thinking they could go more of a like salon direction. I don't know how like relaxing refresh that is. But I think I would just like to see them add a more salon direction. Like if you could go there to get your hair done or your makeup done, maybe get a facial. And I was talking to my friends about this, and after I mentioned like getting your hair done, Steph was like, oh my God, wait, nails. And I think that's a really good idea. If they added like nail polish and maybe getting your nails done at the spa, that seems like a really useful feature for The Sims 4 that fits right into spa day. So I think that's really possible. But again, I don't know how big of an update we're talking to this pack. Like, how much more content? I don't know. But I feel like the nail polish thing, it just makes sense to me. I don't know. I've got good vibes from that. Okay, side note, but I was just thinking, I wonder if they'll have like game changers build new spas to add extra to your library. To clarify, they didn't ask me to do that, but I wonder if they would. I'm just trying to picture like what on earth could they possibly add, and I'm just throwing out ideas. But anyway, the nail polish thing. The pack already comes with these chairs, and your Sims can get hands and feet massages in the chairs. I wonder if you could get like manicures and pedicures in them too. I don't know. I'm just thinking, like, what might they add? That feels like a logical addition to me. But I'm really curious, like, for you guys in the comments, what do you think they would add if they were to refresh Spa Day? And again, they have never confirmed that it's Spa Day. We're all just assuming it's Spa Day. Watch, it'll be like outdoor retreat, and we're just gonna be like, wait, hang on, pause. We were all wrong for this long. But I am curious to hear like what you think they'll change. I don't think they'll make like massive changes, but I don't know, maybe I'll be surprised. I don't know. And let's not forget, they also said we've got a new kit coming. And they said before the sun sets on this season. So fall starts on September 22nd. So summer ends and fall starts in late September, about a month away. So that means we can expect the new kit and the new game pack like soon. Well, I shouldn't say new game pack. It's not a new game pack. It's just an update to an existing game pack. A very vague update to an existing game pack. But the new kit. So as far as kits go, we've got 4. These 3 all came out on the same day. There's like one gameplay kit, one build kit, and then one cast kit. And then we just had, I guess it was not that recent anymore, but we also had the Courtyard Oasis kit come out. It was a small Moroccan-inspired build kit. So in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, we just had a build kit. Is it time for maybe a cast kit to be next? I don't know. I don't know what their intentions with the kits are. We've only had like 2 kit releases, really. I mean, obviously we have 4 kits, but this is all one day. So I'm not really sure like what to expect. There's not a lot of pattern to go off of here. And with all these kits, they leaked, but they weren't supposed to be announced until the day they came out. Like, I think they're planning on just dropping kits with no warning. So I really don't know what to expect. And that's the thing, right? Like, we usually can know, oh, usually packs come out on Thursdays or what, like, usually we can kind of guess that way, but I don't really know what to expect with the kits yet. So I'm very curious to see what happens. And I'm curious to see what they do. I don't think I really care about a Create a Sim kit. Like, I think I'm very much more interested in building stuff from these kits. I liked the things in Throwback Fit kit, but like, I don't really use cast that much. Like, it doesn't really appeal to me as a person who mostly just builds in The Sims. So I would be very pleased with another build kit, but I don't know. And Bust the Dust, this one seems really like out there. The vacuuming. I'm curious to see what other gameplay stuff they'll add. I don't know. I'm fascinated by this. I'm unsure about them, but I am definitely interested in them and what they continue to do with them. So that's the news. That's the update. I know it's like not that groundbreaking, but I'm just really curious to see what happens. And I wanted to keep you all posted because, I mean, I suppose that tweet was as much of a kit announcement as we're gonna get. I wonder when it's gonna come out. Just at some point in the next month? I don't Watch it be like tomorrow. No, I don't think it's gonna be that soon. I doubt they'd announce it today and have it come out tomorrow. Maybe next week, the week after. I'm thinking, right? Like, do they want them to be like a couple weeks apart? So maybe end of August and then mid-September a release? I'm just guessing. I have literally no idea. Again, just so we're clear, I don't have insight on this. I've seen the same tweets that you have. I'm just making guesses. I will link a bunch of stuff in the description box for you down below, including The Sims on Twitch. I think a lot of people don't know this, but The Sims does live streams like pretty frequently. And like I said, a lot of times in those live streams, they drop like pretty big bombshells about news. Last time they announced this game pack refresh, but sometimes they'll like tease new hairstyles coming in updates. They previously leaked the new hair colors coming by accident in a live stream. So following The Sims on Twitch is just twitch.tv/The Sims. Good place to be if you're interested in Sims news. And also, it's just kind of fun because the Sim gurus, like the people who make the game, come on and do the streams. And I think it's kind of fun to hear from them. It's cool to like see the people making the game, you know? But I'm a big Sims nerd, so maybe I care more than you do about this. Believe it or not, I'm a little bit obsessed. I will also link my video about the survey down below, the one from like way back in January 2020. If you want to like watch what the survey was and get more of an idea for what to expect with this pack refresh. They were pretty blatant about it, to be honest, because that survey ended up becoming Snowy Escape and now this. So it's kind of interesting to go back and see like what the original ideas were based on the survey and see how it's kind of coming into real life now. Anyway, I'm sorry, I'll stop talking. Links in the description box. And on that note, I will see you all tomorrow. Bye, everybody. I'm just so curious about what to expect from the update. I don't want to get my hopes too high, but I'm so interested in knowing what it's gonna be.